Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, Granella. How are you today? Really? You like it when the sun is shining? Me too. I love happy, sunny Sabbath morning. What about you, Anderson? You like Sabbath? Give me a high five. Woo! Ooh. Watch out for Sissy. You okay? Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning.
Yeah. So it's a happy Sabbath day. Did you know that I have a special Sabbath story for you? I do. So, this is a Jesus story. You know, long ago, Jesus walked and talked among all the people. And one day he was busy by the lake telling boys and girls nice, happy stories. But after a while, Jesus decided that it was time to go. So you know what? He got in his boat, and his disciple friends told all the boys and girls, Jesus is tired now, time to go home, bye-bye, bye-bye everybody, bye-bye. And Jesus got in the boat, and they floated out into the lake. Guess what the boys and girls did? That's right, Granella, you know. Do you know, Sherry? They started to run along the side of the lake. And they started going around and around the lake as far as they could go. And they were watching for Jesus. He was out in the middle of the lake. Do you think they gave up?
No.
No, they didn't, because they wanted to hear more stories from Jesus. So they went all the way around to the other side of the lake where Jesus stopped his boat and he got out. Well, it was getting late in the day, you know, when the sun was getting lower and lower. And guess what happens when the sun starts getting low in the sky?
When it gets dark.
Somebody's hungry stomach started growling. And some little girl said to her mommy, I'm hungry, Mommy. And some little boy said to his daddy, where's dinner, Daddy? But they didn't have any dinner. And Jesus heard them. And he said to his disciple friends, go, find some food for these boys and girls. They're hungry. And the disciples, they were like, what? Really? They walked around and there were no stores open. There were no picnics. There was nothing. And they started asking people, do you have any food? Do you have any food to share? And guess what? One little boy came up and said, I have a lunch my mommy packed for me. I'll give it to Jesus. And so they took the lunch to Jesus and he opened it. And guess what was inside?
What?
Put that on. What is that? A fish. One fish. What is that?
It's a fish.
A fish. Two fish. And then, guess what else was in the lunch?
What?
Oh, Granella, you're upside down. Okay. You see it? There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little bitty loaves of bread. Now, how many people do you think 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread are going to feed?
What?
1. Yeah, one little boy that was hungry, right? Mm-hmm. But the little boy had given his lunch to Jesus. And so you know what Jesus did?
What?
He held the food and he bowed his head and he said, Dear Jesus, thank you for this bountiful blessing of food you have provided for us. We love you. Amen. And then he started passing out the food. And he'd give one of his disciple friends some bread, and he'd give them some fish, and they'd go off and they would give it to some people. And then they'd come back and Jesus would break off some more bread, and they'd go off and they would feed it to more people. And guess what?
What?
When they were done feeding all the people, 5,000 men and women and lots of boys and girls, there was food left. And Jesus said, go pick up all the food and put it in baskets so we can give it away. And there were lots and lots of fishes and lots of bread. Lots and lots of it. And they filled up big baskets, like 12 big baskets full of leftovers to give to needy boys and girls and families that needed food. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Jesus can do wonderful things, especially when we ask him with our hearts to help us and take care of us, because he loves us. You know what our memory verse is? It's really simple. I want you to help me. So hold it.
It almost looks like it's a fish glove.
We're going to sing it. Let us do good to all people. Let us do good to all people. Let us do good to all people. 'Cause Jesus said we should. Galatians 6:10. Shall we do it again? Let us do good to all people. Let us do good to all people. Let us do good to all people. 'Cause Jesus said we should. Galatians 6:10. Let's say a bye-bye prayer. Dear Jesus, we want to live with you in our hearts so that we can do good to all people the way you taught us, and the way you fed people, and the way you took care of them and healed them and loved them. Be with us this week and help us to do good for others because we love you. In your name, amen.
Amen.